and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Hello, good sir.
Hello, and Shemp. Sure.
We'll go with Shemp tonight.
What?
Jason.
Sure, I like Jason.
Hopefully it'll make it more than 20 minutes. We'll see.
I have faith in you. Just drink more beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. This is the show that we do every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
7 o'clock Central Time.
It is a show for you, by you, my friends. You provide the topics and we chit-chat about them. So let's start it off the way that that seems to be the, I guess, norm in the gaming industry or in society right now. So recently there was a big convention around RuneScape, an online MMO game. And everybody came together. And one of the bigger names there, guess what happened to this male individual?
He did something inappropriate. Sexually.
He was accused of sexual harassment and intimidation and all this stuff. There were several females at the convention, not actually during the convention times, but they were attendees of the convention. So it was like in the restaurants and other areas outside, saying that he would sit down next to a female and just continuously comment about how sexy their boobs are, and then pull people in to talk about their breasts. Several times while at the bar, after buying a girl a drink, he would try to go in for a kiss. So the creators of the game have come out and said, even though this did not happen in the actual convention, we have declared it a violation of our
TOS.
Yep, terms of service for a convention. So this creator will no longer be invited to any of our official stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Was that far enough? Would they try and oust him and take his shares and move him out?
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's a popular YouTuber that does creates mods and I guess additional content for audio quality slightly low. Just saying. All right, 1 second.
So he tried taking advantage of his fame, and we're being realistic here. It's probably worked in the past, or maybe it hasn't worked in that past. Actually, it's very possible.
Try and
but
first.
But due to past climate culture, nobody said anything. But now people are willing to come forward and be like, dude, this guy's being a giant a-hole. Let's knock it off. So it's kind of people are more willing to actually say what's going on instead of just acting like it never happened. Because this stuff has been going on. We know this stuff's been going on forever.
Oh God, yes. There's I could tell you for a fact that there's a gentleman who, by all means, he unfortunately has passed, was a freaking god among gamers, especially like Dungeons and Dragons type players.
So it's not one of us.
No.
Okay.
Dave Arneson, one of the two creators behind Dungeons and Dragons, he would pull like
just the audio,
the senile, kind of like grandpa type move.
Oh gosh.
Where he's just like, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I squeeze your breast?"
Wow.
Yeah. So that happened, of course.
And I mean, the culture was, not that makes it right. 30, 20, 40 years ago, you could do that and get away with it.
It was like, aha, but he's so famous.
And it's so funny, haha.
But now that's a big no.
Not okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah.
And it's good that people are able to feel comfortable to come forward and say these things that are happening at conventions, and not just conventions, but just in general.
Yep.
And we're now able to deal with these issues instead of just sweeping it under the rug like it's been done forever, basically.
So the actual handle for this YouTube/Twitch streamer is Gross Gore, GROSS Gore. Yeah. It's just that what a
especially when it's like multiple ladies. It's not like just like one where it's like, okay. It's like if you have multiple indications of what's going on, then Jagex, is it Jagex? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Then they're going to step in and be like, okay, let's deal with this.
Okay, now here's the apology, and holy crap, I'm going to be realistic, and I mean no offense to the woman, no disrespect.
Which means you can't disrespect her.
But the woman, she was wearing a really, really, really revealing top, and that's great. We live in 2018. You can wear whatever you want, but people have to understand that if you're going to wear something so revealing, people will comment on it. That's life. If I drove around a Ferrari, then people would comment on the Ferrari. That's just the way people are. No. Actually, if I saw you driving around a Ferrari, I'd be like, you're a douchebag.
What's wrong with a Ferrari?
Because I'm pretty sure that he'd be like, throwing like dollar bills out.
Let it rain! Let it rain!
Running over kittens and
And he would have what do you call it? The undercarriage lighting.
Oh yeah.
Like the neon. Yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to have my car tomorrow.
Okay, this but the woman, she was wearing a really, really, really revealing top, and that's great. You can wear whatever you want. This basically is cosplay does not equal consent.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the individual is dressed up in what you consider super duper sexy, that doesn't mean you get to slap her ass or grab her boobs or comment on how revealing her thing is. You can say, my God, that's an amazing costume.
Yes.
Can I take a picture?
Yes.
And then you have a keepsake, but you can't touch them.
Well, you're not so like, be like, dude, I love your boobs. Like, I can see everything. Kind of take a picture of just them. It's probably not appropriate either. Maybe,
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. No. So, yeah.
So, yeah, we're in 2018. Yes, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's not consent by the fact you're not wearing whatever.
What if she's dressed like a hooker in GTA? Can I make an offer? No. No. If you're okay, so no, you can't. You cannot. No, because
there's no real
outside of Nevada, that's not legal. Right?
I feel like this is like somewhere in like Oatmeal, there's a flow chart that's basically like, is it okay to touch her? And everything points
It's
to like
no.
Basically, the only yes is, are you dating her? Yes. Everything else is no.
Are you dating her? Are you by yourself?
Yes, that's true.
Then yes. As long as she says yes. Because dating doesn't equal consent either.
Okay, that's true.
All right, so of course, everybody's coming out with all of their crazy information. You've got the Google Project Stream, which is the streaming service that they're testing out that you can play all of your titles from now until forever on any PC, as long as you got Chrome, and you can stream it through Chrome.
It's seamless, right? There's
Yeah, seamless. No, there's not supposed to. There's going to be zero latency. Yeah,
I'll believe it.
all the heavy lifting being done somewhere else, so you can have an older laptop and still be able to play. Apparently at 4K quality. I'm like, dude, even if you gave me 4K quality, my laptop's screen probably does like 780, so I won't be able to benefit from the 4K. So how would I know?
What about 8K, man?
You look like Doom.
Yeah. But okay, so then you had the Google thing, and of course Microsoft came out with their thing, where it's going to be streaming as well. However, you're going to need a Microsoft box that's going to do a little bit of the lifting, so that it takes a bit of stress off of the internet connection. But basically, it will buffer into your system. You still don't have anything on your box. So if you lose internet connection, it's not like you can play a game. It's just basically throwing a bunch of stuff at you.
Well, you probably can't play the game anyways because it's always on long.
Right, of course, yeah. So PlayStation 5, or whatever they're going to call it.
The PlayStation V.
The PlayStation next generation hardware.
Yeah.
Now something
it
that
still rolls off the tongue.
But here's the thing, though. Okay, so like the Google Stream, they are going to basically allow you to stream any game. I'm sure it's going to be a subscription service.
Oh,
Everything's
yeah.
going to be a subscription service.
Yeah,
But they're going to give you a humongous library. You can play whatever game you want to, right? Project xCloud, which is the Microsoft one, you're basically going to be able to play any. Officially, you're going to be able to play any Xbox One game, and then going forward.
Okay.
PlayStation has basically said, and this has been their model since like halfway through PlayStation 3, is that they really are not interested in backwards compatibility unless you want to rebuy a bunch of fucking games. Which I guess through a streaming service, it'd be subscription, so you wouldn't be buying games. Like, I don't know how the hell it's
No,
going to
you
work.
would still, I mean, you buy into the whole tier, right? So you would pay for monthly access to
Right.
the library.
Right, but I wonder if it's going to be a tier system. Like you don't have access to the
Like
complete
basic
thing.
games in here, then
Yeah.
you pay.
That'd be
Yeah.
my kind of like cable.
Basic,
Yeah.
it could be basic, preferred.
Or
and
it's how,
premium.
what is that streaming service? There's a streaming service that does it like that. Sling TV.
All of them do it.
Sling, Hulu's
YouTube-
got it.
YouTube
now.
Hulu does it.
YouTube TV doesn't have tiered. Does PlayStation View tier?
So
Yeah,
Hulu
PlayStation
tiered.
So I guess actually YouTube TV might be one of the onlys that don't. Netflix doesn't tier. Well, they kind of do, but I wouldn't really call that tiering.
Well,
Plus license. That's more
yeah, it's
newer
licenses.
licenses, right?
Yeah.
Access points, I guess.
Yeah.
But I definitely see a tiering system with this.
Oh yeah, of course. But the thing that kind of worries me is that the PlayStation 5 or whatever the hell it's going to be called, the rumor is that they are going to be cutting off. First of all, they're going to kill the PlayStation 4 off early, as soon as this, because everyone's starting to talk about the next gen. So PlayStation's like, we can't keep focusing on the PlayStation 4. We got to be there with everybody else. So they're going to kill off PlayStation 4 with basically just like cold cut.
Development dead, support dead.
Yep. Here's the cutoff. Get your game on there or make it compatible with our new system. I don't know if it's going to be streaming. I would assume that there's going to be streaming, but I don't know. Basically, they're just saying that there's going to be a new system that Sony will be.
The thing I'd be curious of is so I get the Xbox doing the new console because it's a different architecture if you can do the streaming thing. I get that. But from a graphical overhead perspective, I'm curious, like, how much are we actually tapping the full capabilities of the PS4 and the Xbox One? I don't know.
It depends on the model, to be honest with you. The newer
That's true.
Xboxes and the new PlayStations would have the ability to upscale to 4K.
That's what I thought. So, like, from a hardware perspective, like, I get, the PS2 and the PS3, the Xbox 360, we definitely reached into those hardware cycles from other things we can do. Are we really at that point with the PS4 and Xbox One? I don't know.
Only because of Blu-ray, you could probably fake it and get most of it there because of how it. But it's also going to be your monitor dependent upon as well. You can have a 4K box, but if you can't display it,
And the reality is, a lot of people still don't have 4K displays.
Or
It's still very much a niche market right now,
right?
especially for TVs, because most people play their consoles on a TV.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing, in my honest opinion, the difference between what PlayStation is going to come out with and what Xbox is going to come out with is that, actually, I'd be very curious. So, Xbox, through the Xbox One generation, they've been trying to push more of the digital downloads. Don't buy the disc, just digitally download it.
Right.
Once you own it, you can remove it and you can put it back on your system whenever you want to. When they moved to this, what was it called? xCloud.
xCloud, yeah.
When they moved to that, because you already have a digital copy, would you be grandfathered into being able to access that on the new system?
Well, you have to register your discs now anyway, right? So your rights are still, because they do updates to the 1S.
Yeah.
The 1S that I have to do updates periodically. So I mean, there's some level of your profile has these discs that I would assume have a serial number or something attached to them now.
Well, because it's digital, they're all going to have a unique identifier, and it's going to be tied straight to your account. So yeah, it would be mind-boggling ridiculous if they decided to lock away your digital library.
Sorry, you have to rebuy the same digital.
Well, I mean, that was the problem with the PSP Go, was the fact that because it was off that UHD weird ass format, and they were not going to allow the ability.
Ultraviolet.
You weren't going to be able to basically just send in your UPC, and then gain the digital credit for that game. You have to rebuy every single one of your games because the PSP Go did not have the disk drive at all. It was all digital. That's why it went. But okay, speaking of Sony, Sony has filed a lawsuit against a California-based hacker who apparently has been hacking and modding PlayStation 3s and PlayStation 4s since 2006. Actually, hold on one second here. Sam has a comment he'd like to add into it. Average console graphics card equivalent on old GTX 970 at best. The gap between consoles and computer keeps growing. Hope it doesn't hold back developers, as I suspect. Well, if you're doing streaming, okay, and where the system's not actually doing the vast majority of the heavy lifting, then it really depends.
Because you think about it, like the big thing, especially for PC gaming now, isn't even necessarily the graphics, it's actually more of the hertz.
Yeah.
Because the big thing is, like, for instance, buying a 144 hertz screen, which means it's updating basically 144 times every second.
Yeah.
So, like, that's of interesting. Like the streaming service, like let's say the Google one, I would bet money that it's just going to be 60 hertz. Like there's going to be none of this 144 hertz type of display for the streaming. Just because when you start going from 60 to 144 hertz, I mean the draw on your graphics cards, because this all has to be rendered somewhere too. Like Google has to use like the render farm to obviously make this happen in the first place.
But that's in the cloud, right?
But they still have to have their servers.
You're just decoding it.
But I'm saying they still have to have their server farm do it.
Yeah.
So from a Google perspective, the computational power needed to go from 60 to 144 hertz to be able to even render that over a stream is going to be like over twice as much in the first place.
But then now your internet bandwidth
is also going to increase.
Increase that significantly.
So that's why that'd be my assumption is they're only going to cap it at 60 hertz for multiple reasons. Bandwidth is a very good reason too. So a lot of gamers, myself invested on the PC, have invested on a 4400 hertz screen because we have graphics cards that can handle it. And now all of a sudden he might like release something like this Google product that's almost going to. There's no way. I just can't conceive of a case where their streaming video quality is going to be as good as rendering it on my computer.
They're promising that if your monitor is capable of it, you will get the 4K graphics that of the game. They're using Assassin's Creed Odyssey as the test game, which when you pump it all the way up, apparently it's absolutely gorgeous.
Just don't expect, anything interesting in the game.
It's
Assassin's Creed, man.
It's not Assassin's Creed Unity, okay? It doesn't have the weird inverted faces where it's just eyeballs, nose holes, and a mouth.
So it works?
Yeah!
Whoa!
It's not like that Batman game where if you jump in the Batmobile, you're fucked, and you can't do anything in the game. Yeah, okay. So, speaking of PlayStation, Sony Interactive has filed a lawsuit against a California-based hacker who's been hacking and modding PlayStation 3s and PlayStation 4s since 2006. Now, this brilliant individual, who goes by the username of Black Cloak 13,
I wish that's what the Xbox named their new console.
got nailed because the package reportedly contained instructions on how to download and install additional pirate games, and also featured a return address, which led to the user.
Nice.
Bravo, dumbass! Bravo! First of all, okay. I mean, yes, jailbreaking something is bad, very bad.
Is it? I have no problem with jailbreaking.
In legalese, it's very, very bad.
I believe you should be able to jailbreak whatever they want.
But here's the problem.
It's laissez-faire, essentially.
Well, but the thing is,
but this is different.
Look, in the past, the cell phone companies out there, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, all that stuff, they've actually basically locked down features of the phone because they want you to pay extra to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not actually getting the full functionality of the product that you get, which is kind of like the on-disc DLC for video games. Like, the full game is on here, but you got to pay extra to unlock that piece of the CD. So a lot of people jailbroke their devices so that they could utilize the full functionality of their phones. Now for this, I know that a lot of people jailbroke their PlayStation 3 simply because they wanted to regain the ability to do the dual boot.
Yeah.
So you could do a Linux and the PlayStation OS system. And of course, you know, when you jailbreak or you mod something, you do have the ability to do nefarious things. One of the favorite devices, game consoles out there that the modding market is still alive and well is the original Xbox.
Xbox Media Center is a huge thing.
You could. I knew of a person that had not one, not two, but three fully modded out original Xboxes, and literally he had every single Xbox game known to man, along with a full library of movies. Because what you do is once you theoretically, or rumor has it, that you have to do a physical mod within the box, but then you can put as big of a hard drive as you want to, and just load all the ISOs in there.
Yep.
And it will read it perfectly.
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty much.
So, but okay, so yes, pirate games bad.
It's one thing, like if you're gonna mod or jailbreak your own device, they're not gonna care. But when you start selling it and advertising the fact that, hey, I'm selling, not only is it jailbroken, but it also has the pirated games already on there.
Right.
That's probably a bad idea. And with the amount, for Sony to actually go after this dude, I'm guessing
he must have made a shit ton.
Yeah,
of
he's
money.
probably moving like a fair amount of volume.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like a word of mouth, like, dude. It's like.
No, okay, so okay, this is, I'm going to do another analogy here. I'm going to say a modded console is kind of like when you have third-party programs running while you're playing a single-player game, okay? When you start doing stuff where you're pulling in extra stuff, that's when it's kind of like you've got a third-party system on a multiplayer game where you're getting a distinct advantage over everybody else. You can kind of, in my own opinion, if it's a single-player game, why the hell would anyone care if you use a third-party thing?
I agree.
And if you want to jailbreak something just for yourself, and it's not hurting anybody, I'm okay with that.
That was from the heart, man. That was from the heart.
I'm just saying.
That was from the heart.
I tried to mod one system. It did not end well, so I have not modded anything. I promise you, I've never tried to mod again.
Was it the end of your career?
Yeah. Just a little hint for everybody out there. Soldering iron, if you accidentally put it
Oh gosh.
not so gingerly on a motherboard, the entire system will stop working.
Wait, you were soldering it while it was on?
No. It was off. However, where the soldering iron touched the motherboard, it kind of, I don't know, broke a connection or made another connection that wasn't supposed to be there, so it no longer worked. So I threw in my modding career towel immediately.
So one of my, I got like the stock photos that look all professional. One of my favorites is the guy who's soldering something, but he's actually holding it by the soldering shaft.
Yeah.
That's gonna go well.
Yeah.
You want to solder your skin to the metal? Go for it.
It's essentially Doc Ock.
Well, it's just like those. It's just like you see all these like TV shows where they have these actors who are playing video games who it's abundantly obvious has never seen a fucking controller. And so they're holding it upside down, or they're just hitting one button, going, "Oh my God, look at this! I'm adventuring through the unknown." Like, what is this? First of all, the controller's upside down.
No, it's a button master, man.
Second of all, no. You're not moving. It's like, oh yeah, look at this, a great adventure. I'm an elven lord god. I'm like, no.
Or in NCIS, whenever they always team up and use 2 keyboards to type on the same console.
Yes!
I'm like, no! That hurts my brain.
What? That's real, right? 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 You can do that, right? No? Damn it! Shit, I had something and now I forgot it. Ballsack!
Yeah, you got some ball sacks?
Oh. So, you know how you do, in the U.S., you could do political satire. Well, you used to be able to do political satire. Now, I'm not really sure.
You still can. Be positive. Come on. Don't let the man
So
get you down.
basically, individuals were able to, if you're a public figure, you could you could draw a political cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, over accentuating someone's, whininess or whatever. Well, apparently the Brazilian government is not happy with a game that's currently on Steam that basically has a candidate, one of the Brazilian presidential candidates, punching minorities with the aim of purging the evils of communism. And the Brazilian government goes, we got to find a way to sue you guys. What say ye?
It sounds like a fun game, man.
I know. I mean, yeah.
I want to also sue the Simpsons for portraying their country as having
How about this?
monkeys by the beach.
The Simpsons or Family Guy or South Park. I mean, well, we're outside. What is it? Safe Harbor? Is that what it's called? Like
but day part, yeah. So after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but what is that called? Is that called
Safe Harbor?
Safe Harbor. Okay. So.
Wait, we have a comment. There's a comment.
Philly 7. Dear Jesus. Oh, never mind. Okay.
It's not hockey.
I thought it was hockey for a second. Like,
It's
God
not
dang! Oh, no. It's just the Eagles against the Giants. Don't worry about it.
I don't care.
It's-
Slap tickle fight in the NFC East.
Eli Manning's throwing the ball again.
Basically, it's a 2D pixel beat 'em up. The main character walks around and punches people in an effort to stop the Red Army and a communist revolution. That sounds like a fun game.
So basically, it's creating the Streisand effect.
Oh, but in the trailer, the character beats up a number of women and people of color before preparing to run a crowd of them over with a semi-truck. Okay, now that's a problem.
Well, it's Grand Theft.
It's Grand Theft Auto.
Anything, right?
Right, I think. Well, no, the originals. Were there people running around?
Probably, yes, you can run people over. That's the
You
Oh,
know,
that's true. That's
Pretty much
true.
anything. in
That's
that
the
game.
fun of video games.
Right, but like the
Running over
originals,
innocent people,
was top down, so you
Yeah.
couldn't see as close. You couldn't see the actual blood
That doesn't make it
splatter
okay.
of the bat hitting the police officer.
Remember, this is video games,
I only beat
not real
somebody up
life.
in my peripheral vision, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's in my periph, man. I don't know what's going on.
I do it with my eyes closed, so it's not real.
Right. Every single time I see violence, you just close my eyes. It doesn't happen, right? Right.
Sega.
So, South Korea network, OGN, is bringing esports programming to North America with a $100 million investment. They're going to partner with PUBG Core to live stream and broadcast upcoming national PUBG league. Now, this is kind of interesting because not to be mean to the PUBG gamers
It's an unfortunate name.
and
I hate the name.
Well, it's
I
Player
really-
Underground Battlegrounds. It's
I still hate the name.
Player Unknown Battlegrounds, not Player Underground, whatever.
It looks like the National Pug League, so it's pugs going at it.
Yeah,
In the
exactly.
cage.
That'd be more entertaining to me.
Actually, that would be. I think if it was pugs, if it was something centered around pugs, I think that Zealeus and I know someone, Eddie Webb, who would greatly enjoy a pug-themed game.
Yes.
Actually, I think I've got his. Yeah, there's the
Pugmire on the far left.
Pugmire on the far left, which is a role-playing game. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons, but the entire world is dogs.
Yeah.
Well, there's also cats, but that's the monarchy of Mao.
Yep.
Which should be coming soon, I would assume.
Yeah, remember that? The Kickstarter was a while ago. It
Yeah.
seems.
All right. So, anyways, so this is kind of interesting simply because you got an outside, an international company that's coming in that's going to stream basically. Once again, I do not mean to be mean to the PUBG gamers and the creators behind PUBG.
Which means you're going to be mean.
But it's the second tier game, okay? Fortnite is basically the main the main game.
Well, it is now, but
The
that's why they're
hottest
doing
game.
this, so they become bigger than Fortnite again. They gotta fight back, man.
Dude, I'm sorry, but the PUBG, after they literally create a website called Fix PUBG because we know shit is broken as fuck, I will never think that PUBG will overtake Fortnite. I'm sorry, but I don't think so.
I think it was transparency, and they're just realizing it.
Right,
Every game has
transparency.
broken.
But because of the
So
amount of
they-
attention they drew to themselves.
So they're too transparent.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no.
Be invisible.
Exactly.
There are no bugs in our game. Everything works
No, I
perfectly
think-
all the
No,
time.
I don't think it's transparency. I think they just showed too much of their flaws.
Which is being transparent.
But did they open their code up to have other people come fix it? Like, hey, come
Make
No.
it open source your game.
give us some feedback.
Oh,
on
speaking of
what
which,
we're doing.
Mahjong, the individual behind Minecraft,
Yeah.
They're actually opening up chunks of their code to be open source so individuals can have a little bit more fun with modding.
Microsoft owns it now.
Anyways, no, Microsoft owns Mahjong, so Microsoft would have to
Senior
sign off
citizens
it.
on Mahjong.
Thank you for that.
So, anyways, so this South Korean network has in the past focused on StarCraft and League of Legends. So they are going to actually, I think this might be their first time actually trying to broadcast outside of Korea, and their first attempt to do so will be with PUBG to bring it to the U.S. I'd be very interested to see if the StarCraft and League of Legends piece goes with them in their broadcasting. I'm assuming that this is probably going to be, let's see, they're going to formulate broadcasts for a linear TV channel entirely dedicated to esports.
And they have an
So this
esports
could-
arena.
So this is going to be a specialty channel, so no one's going to be able to see it.
No, dude, it's going to be on all the streaming devices now. It's going to be awesome.
Right, linear TV channel.
Yeah, but you can still stream. They'll probably have all the programming
Well,
as
yeah.
mod content as well. So.
Well, of course, but to me, when I hear linear TV channel, I think that it kind of equates to me as I've got this amazing book that I could sell online, but I'm going to try to broker a deal with Barnes & Noble so I can put it on the shelves. Like, no one goes there. And if you know me well enough, you know exactly what game I'm talking about. Or, sorry, book I'm talking about. I kind of gave it a little bit away. But, yeah.
I still like my Barnes & Noble bookshelves.
You know, Barnes & Noble, aren't they like closing all their damn
They're selling,
things? Yeah.
They are having issues, yes.
Oh.
Which means Oxford Bookstore in downtown is open up again.
They beat Books A Million out. That's all that matters. They bought them out, I think.
Yeah, well, okay, so you had Borders, they died. Oxford Bookstore died.
That was the
Oxford
best.
Comics still exist.
Two different ones.
But it's
yes.
online, though.
Oxford Comics?
Is it online solely now, or do they
No. It's still on
still
Piedmont.
brick and mortar? Okay.
There's one building, and it looks like shit, and apparently they're elitist as fuck. If you don't know everything, they're going to shun you.
Dude, you actually like the MCU, man? It's all about the original comic books. You fit right in.
So anyways, it'll be very interesting to see about this. Now, speaking of the MCU, of course, the news broke that the once director and writer of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that got fired is now 100% in on Suicide Squad 2. So he basically went...
So DC picked
Yeah.
Well, there's a plus to this. It can't possibly be more statistic than the first Suicide Squad.
Well, so...
I mean, there's
I've
nowhere
never
to go
seen-
from up.
I've never seen... I do not plan to ever see the original Suicide
don't
Squad.
you have it?
No, I don't.
I think they own like every movie made.
What the? No, I don't. But I had a couple issues with like the promo stuff, and then
couple?
also apparently the Joker's like never in it. Second of all, Will Smith's character was a dead eye or whatever. His special lens is on the wrong eye.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, because he's supposed to utilize it for targeting, but he's aiming the gun with his non-targeting eye.
That was the least of the issues in the movie.
Well, okay, but still, for me, that is a game. That's a game changer. That breaks the deal. And also,
Well, you're an elitist asshole. That's why.
whatever.
See,
Anyway,
he doesn't disagree.
it'll be very interesting to see what Gunn can do
Hopefully.
with Suicide Squad. I mean, he has a pretty dang good record in the past. Yes. Did he make a terrible tweet way back when? Absolutely.
Our president's made worse.
Our president's done worse. Okay? He's acted upon dumb ass shit.
So, speaking of MCU,
Yep.
did you see that it's the official numbers for Scarlett Johansson?
No.
$15 million for it, which is the same as her male counterparts.
About damn time.
It took them 9 movies to catch everybody up.
If you had to squeeze into that leather suit every single movie, you better be making as much as the dudes. I'm just saying. Shit, oh god, I was watching.
They got rid of Evans. That's how they could afford her.
I don't know who could put.
I think
Wait, do we actually know what happens in the 4th movie?
Evans
Come on.
and
Iron Man.
Downey Jr.
Downey Jr. Well, that was supposed to happen anyway.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody thinks they're dying now, so they might not actually die. I'm just saying, because everybody.
No.
Don't be surprised.
Evans' contract's
Elitist.
done,
Yeah.
That's why I'm
and
saying.
he's already said bye-bye.
I know that they're done, but everybody
That's
thinks it's
set
going to
up.
be
That's
that they
marketing.
die.
No, they haven't died.
No,
They're going to
I know
retire.
they haven't.
They're gonna retire. Okay,
Yeah.
damn it. Okay, let's do conspiracy theory.
Okay.
MCU, All right. Captain America.
Gives a shield.
Gives it to Bucky.
Yep, we'll give it
Yes.
to Bucky.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yep.
But he does not die.
Thor
Thor lives.
will give up his hammer.
I don't think he's done.
No, his hammer's gone.
No, he's got
Sorry,
it.
his
He's
axe.
got the axe.
His axe.
Okay.
His axe.
He's going to give it to Gimli.
No,
Now he becomes female.
it will give it to. And if you actually looked at further, it's Natalie Portman's character, because Natalie Portman contracted her character contracted a rare cancer, and as long as she is Thor, she won't die from it. So it's basically like Deadpool, but Thor.
I really dislike her as an actress, though. She just doesn't do it for me.
Well, sorry,
I don't know. It's probably because of
I'm
Star
sorry.
Wars. I can't get over Star Wars. I'm sorry.
dude. She's not the reason that Star Wars thing
Was it-
sucked.
yeah.
It was Anakin Skywalker, as well as the writing.
It's
And also trying to force Jar Jar Binks down our throat as a bumbling moron, and to try to make
now
it
he's a Sith Lord.
it's good.
try to do a 180. He said, "Oh, I'm really a Sith Lord," but people hate him so much they cut that shit out.
Sorry, it's guilt by association.
What? I disagree, sir. I disagree full-heartedly.
I know, because you said that she had that one good movie. What was that? There's a movie that you mentioned that she's really good in.
Well, Garden State.
Yeah, that.
Garden
You
State,
mentioned
Black
it.
Swan.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Which one?
With Jean Reno.
What was that called?
The something.
Yeah, it's called the. Oh, jeez. Hold on.
The Saint.
No. No, it's not called The Saint. That's a Val
Which is
Kilmer
a great
movie.
movie on its own right.
Which one? The Val Kilmer movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
I do too, but that's Elizabeth Shue.
I know it's a completely different. It's a little too old for it to be her, anyways.
No, it's not. Oh my god, I can't. Okay. Natalie
The Professional. No.
Man.
No, The Professional is the one with.
No, it might be.
I think it is because
The Professional is the one with the that guy who does all the movies.
Leon.
with the same-
Leon the Professional.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I actually really like that movie. Damn it, now I hate it.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus.
That is a great.
I used to like this movie, but because I found out that Natalie Portman's in it, fuck that shit.
See?
No, you can't do that. Oh my gosh.
that's like saying there's a good John Travolta movie. There's not.
Face Off, man.
Okay, because he catches a spear with his chest. Yes, that's the only exception.
I mean,
Pulp Fiction.
they're overacting in the entire movie is the best.
You know what? He was shot in that one too. So okay, I'll take that role.
Michael?
He dies. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying a theme. I'm
Phenomenon?
saying a theme.
Oh shit, yeah, he died of a brain tumor in Phenomenon too.
No wait. No. Michael, no. It was, which one did he become smarter with the tumor?
That was Phenomenon.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, that was the tumor. He died of
missing-
that. But Michael, he was the angel, and he died in that one as
you know
well.
what you're missing?
What?
Swordfish.
That's it. Or
No.
Battlefield Earth with
Dude.
with Zunar or Xenar.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think it's
Scientology.
getting worse and worse.
Okay,
You
great.
didn't die in Greece, guys.
It's
He
created-
should have.
Yeah.
STDs, man. STDs.
Delayed effect, man.
His image died.
Oh.
Oh, we're so sad, but so glad. Oh, shit.
Okay, wait. So we never finished. Okay, so but by heart it's the Iron Man then.
Okay, so Iron Man is
Does
it's
he
either going to be Rhodey. Well, shit, he's War Machine, but in some
No.
storylines
So Rhodey.
becomes
No.
Iron Man.
So I think Robert Downey. I think he's the one who actually dies. I think he's the one with what happened with Spider-Man. I think he's the one who actually like sacrifices himself and dies. Legit.
He tried to sacrifice himself like 3 times already.
But I think it actually happens. I think he's the one who actually like truly dies.
You let it's going to be Iron Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's the Iron Spider.
He's already got the damn suit on.
Seen the Stan and Ollie trailer?
No, I have
I've
not.
not.
But speaking of Hardy,
Jeff Hardy? Or not
No.
Jeff Hardy.
Josh.
no,
Oh,
Tom.
there you go.
I have heard that Venom could have been so much better, but they screwed the pooch, which is how Hollywood does shit these days. They try to screw.
everything.
They apparently there were some key pieces that actually kind of tied it to the Spider-Man universe, and they cut it.
Wait, so is Venom actually Sony or MCU on its own right? Which one is it?
Sony distributed this one.
Yeah.
But did MCU actually produce it, Marvel?
Mm.
Who actually produced it, though? Because I know the right stuff is all wacky with
No,
who
Sony.
does what.
Sony got all the credit on it.
So who was it actually like a Marvel? I mean, I know it's Marvel, but
Let's see. We'll check real quick, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do.
This
That's why we have a
matters.
computer.
this matters.
Okay, thanks for all that extra. Yeah. Just in case that is coming over, we're just. Oh no! I had already muted it. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Da, 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 da.
Where the hell is it?
Production company.
Columbia Pictures
Yeah. Oh, Marvel Entertainment.
was a producer,
Because they're being
It's
included
production
in all of them, no matter what.
distributor.
In association with Okay, so Marvel didn't really.
Yeah, in association with. So it's Sony's Pictures. It's Sony Pictures.
Okay, so that explains.
Wow, wow.
Oh, Tencent Pictures. Well, because they own League of Legends. It's just kind of random.
Ah, Tencent. Yes.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Damn you everywhere-ness of whatever it was.
What?
I don't know.
I don't.
So okay, so you know we're moving towards this this stream always need to be online
Oh, yeah.
reality. Okay, so I've got a couple of small questions or issues that I want to present to y'all. One, as we know, the head of the FCC, who's still, by the way, on Verizon's payroll, is basically taking the entire United States consumer base and screwing in the a-hole by doing this freaking lame traffic. So my question is, when you go to strictly streaming system, are we absolutely going to be screwed by like data limits? Because when you go to like the high quality stuff, you are trying to pump a shit ton through the thing.
Yes, you are.
So how's that going to work? And two,
Tiered.
which is tiered. Oh my god! And as you might have heard, California, of course, already has a lawsuit. The United States government is going after California for passing that law. What happens to, let's say that law stays and basically passes. Would that mean that California would have a distinct advantage over everyone else when it came to a streaming-only system? We'll go with Zealeus first. We'll let Jason think, because I want Jason to actually think. Zealeus, I want to put you on the spot.
Thanks,
Go.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I think as it is right now, I think companies, as far as physical location, because the dust has to settle.
Yeah.
And the thing is even if, let's just say, that California wins this, things could still change via a congressional act. Because ultimately, that's probably where this is all headed. And then to the Supreme Court, if it doesn't already get there with the whole California case. So even with this happening right now, I doubt that's really going to change anything from a streaming company's perspective, because it's going to be an incredible flux going forward for quite some time. Like, that's not in stone as much as we might like.
How long do you think that flex is going to be?
How long are we going to have streaming services for? Basically, it's going to take law. Like, it's going to take a law from our actually United States government that's going to be challenged by either the pro-net neutrality or anti-net neutrality team that's then going to go to the Supreme Court. That's my vision of the future.
Jason?
So you can have all the freedom you want inside that state, but if your data farms and your point of presences are not in there, you can still limit what's leaving any data center for any destination through any number of routing or blocking or priority packets.
And the thing you're forgetting about net neutrality too is it doesn't, behind the scenes, there's the peer-to-peer that's going on. And the big issue that a lot of this net neutrality is really dealing with is how does that peering go on? Mm-hmm. So for instance, Netflix used to be really in the forefront of net neutrality. Ever since they basically signed some behind the scenes deals, like with Level 3 and some other of these companies who were really leading the basically saying, Netflix, you owe us money because you're uploading too much data. Now they're like, net neutrality doesn't really affect us because we already have these deals behind the scenes with the peer-to-peer networks.
Because they have a shit ton of money.
Yes, so basically they don't care anymore. So that's also probably it's going to happen with a lot of this. Streaming is some of these streaming companies like the Googles and the other stuff, they're going to set up basically these behind the scenes, peer-to-peer agreements, where at one time, so back in the old days before streaming, it was all free. Basically, as long as you had approximately the same data going between your nodes, it was free. But now the peering companies like a Level 3 feel like they're being jacked because other places like Netflix are passing so much data through to them that they're not paying their fair share. And you're going to see more of that imbalance potentially going forward, which is then going to be passed on to the consumer.
Okay, but how about this? Okay, I know this is going to sound wackadoodle crazy shit and everything, but okay, so we're talking strictly the U.S. We're talking about streaming services that are going to be global. So how is that going to be factored in when you have basically any country outside the U.S. who doesn't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money in order to, tier your internet or whatever?
Well, it comes down to the United States. It's whatever your ISP can get out of you. So yes, they might not do it in Europe and Japan or wherever, but in the United States where you don't have like those options for the ISP, like one thing I'm actually intrigued by is, I never thought I'd say this, but Verizon with their 5G service, from what I've read, is actually really awesome. Basically, you have your little wireless node, and the speed and the latency from their 5G wireless service is just like having wired service. If that holds up, that could actually be game breaking.
But they've already got
If
the
it does.
infrastructure for
If
it.
it does, but you have
If it does.
But then your proximity still, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to work out. Yes.
Absolutely.
But you're also, Verizon also has a pretty impressive infrastructure for all that they've got already here. Sprint, I'd be much more concerned about if they were trying to pull that off, because once upon a time, I worked for a telecom company, and I kind of know what the coverages are.
Yeah.
And Sprint was the cheapest to partner with when you go into the wireless contract because they didn't cover as much.
Sprint's notorious for having terrible coverage. Like in general, like of the bigger wireless companies, Sprint's the last I'd go with for coverage.
But okay, let's take it a step further. Let's go really
grow by acquiring others.
Yeah.
Swallow up what's already there.
All right, so when you do the streaming, what if this probably would not happen? The system will automatically select probably the closest node to your location simply because of less of latency.
Sure.
But if you were to actually open it up and allow for the selection of where you're pulling your data from.
What about it?
Let's say that you have an actual data source in California where the net neutrality stuff still stands. And let's say that you're in one of the bordering states, so the latency isn't all that bad.
Okay.
So if it's net neutrality, because you're talking about if it's, if you're in California, but you're pulling from, like, let's say Washington, where they don't have the laws, you're still being structured. So what about the reverse?
And that's part of where the government is suing them, is because basically now you're dealing with the Interstate Commerce Clause.
Right.
And how does that work? And basically the state's trying to preempt that. That's a part of the issue with this.
But business connectivity, you can VLAN tag off point-to-point circuits that don't go through the general mass internet connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to buy massive pipes to individuals' homes and then tag them with a specific address to take those packets. So it's easier for them to flood the network,
Mm-hmm.
and you can pull in what you can, as opposed to, I mean, the right way to do it is point-to-point.
Right.
Charlie has 10003. Everything I tag here is only going to Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could flood it and open it up, because it's not. It's little streams. It's an incremental, as opposed to a tsunami coming through.
Or they're probably not going to let you choose your...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're
So,
not.
The thing is, it would be really stupid if they allowed you to, because then you were basically allowing the consumer to enable your product to fail. Because they could be total douchebags, go, oh, you know what? I think that my data coming from Virginia would be better than from Georgia.
But that's the question, is I don't know how the law works, is if I'm in Georgia, right?
Yep.
And let's just say I'm going to get all my data from California, can they still apply data caps to me regardless of what California's doing, because I actually live in Georgia? That's why I don't know. Like, how does that work?
Wow.
My guess is, my gut feeling would, Comcast would be like, hell yeah, you live in Georgia, we don't care that you're getting them from California, you live in Georgia.
Well,
that's my guess.
Actually, that would actually.
And I don't have
play
a lawyer
into-
to hire to challenge it.
No, but that's actually a very good scenario to think about, because in California, I don't know what footprint is in California, but let's just say Quest, because Quest is one of the cable
West
companies.
Frontier, yeah.
Let's say that Quest is actually the servicing area for where that service is, and you in Georgia are being dictated by what Comcast allows. So you're transferring over footprints. So I would assume that Comcast would be able to slap you down and apply the tier. But if you were in that side, that footprint, but in a different state, I wonder how. Okay, this is getting really fucking complicated. My head's starting to hurt. I'm thinking all these technical stuff.
And that is part of the government's argument for why what California doing is crap, is because these exact questions. That
Get
there's
away from that with region. So if I'm in the southeast region, I can pull from any number of local agreements.
it's going to be interesting to go forward to see how this all works out. Yes.
Yeah, I will be. It's going to be very intriguing. I would love for, of course, the consumers to come out on top, but let's be honest, that shit ain't going to happen ever.
I think you're on top.
Yeah,
But then they'll
we're gonna make
scream
you
from behind, really.
believe, but it's not actually going to happen.
I believe I can fly.
All right, so a little bit of, I guess, like nerdy science fiction reader news. The Wheel of Time series, yet another humongous fantasy world book that apparently spans 14 volumes. Amazon has bought the rights to launch a series, kind of like Game of Thrones-esque. For the love of God, do not be Shannara, because I've read the Shannara books. I've read several of them, but then whatever MTV put on is like, we got guns. I'm like, where the fuck did the guns come from?
See, here's the thing, and I know you and I are very different on this.
Yeah.
I have watched the Star series and I actually enjoyed it.
I'm sure it's fine, but for me, I'm going, if you're going to name something, you need to keep to the source material. I'm going to be a little bit more lenient. I'm not going to pull the Harry Potter card, but if you are going like I'm okay with the Game of Thrones, okay?
Yeah.
One, because it was very well stated several times by the author himself that there's going to be breaks from it. When the Harry Potter series first came out, J.K. Rowling, I did not hear as much from. So I got very up in my feelings over the fact that I'm like, well, what the shit? This is not Harry Potter. This is like Harry Potter super light.
So on a side note, so Shannara's been canceled.
Good.
And then the other one that's just like that is Wizard's First Rule, which I don't think they actually called it that for the TV series. I think they called it something else. I want to say it's usually, but both of these, high fantasy type of television shows, which, to put it mildly, are very mildly based on the books. Like, they might have some of those characters. Like, Shannara had some of those characters, right? Barely from the books. Kind of the same theory. But
Sword of Truth.
Sword of Truth, yes. And same thing with Sword of Truth. They have characters from the television, from the books and television series, but they're not really have a whole lot to do with it. Now, I rather enjoyed both of them just fine, but both of them also, from a rating standpoint, failed epically. And that's why they were both canceled after the second or third season, because nobody cared. And the reality is, I think for a lot of these let's be honest, I'm putting like a Game of Thrones in its own little category. That's like over here as like here. But a lot of these television series, like a Shannara or Sword of Truth, it has to, I think a lot of them have to start with that core user base of who read the books to get the popularity going. And for a lot of people, if they're really invested in those books and they don't follow the series,
see what was in the book in the series.
And the reality is, if they're not following the books, it's going to turn off that core audience.
Yeah.
Like, people like me don't care, but I realize in that particular instance, I'm the minority. And most people want to see it follow, and then if it follows it, then you can grow that critical mass more. But most of these television series of high fantasy do not follow the series. Well, who was the Nathan, what's like the, oh god, he was like the investigator of magical stuff in a TV series on Spike or something.
No, it was on. Oh my gosh! No, it was Harry Dresden.
Yeah, did he have a television series?
They did, but they changed so much.
Yes, again, another case where they changed it.
Like in the book, he's got this beat up like piece of shit Volkswagen Beetle that's always falling apart. In the TV series, he's got this souped up Jeep. In the book, he's got this like ramshackled office that you got to take a rickety elevator up to. In the TV series, he's got this really nice like storefront shop you just walk into.
That actually sounds like more like the books. At least you have some elements versus like Shannara's not even set it like in the same freaking world.
Oh no. Okay, and spoiler alert for anyone I can like really fucking.
I think it's fine.
Okay, in the TV series, Bianca, who is a vampire from the Red Court, is really like lovey-dovey with Harry Dresden. Not in the books. They hate each other. Bianca tries to kill his ass at any time and every time that he can't until Bianca dies.
Is there still some sexual tension there between the two of them?
No, there's no sexual tension. There's just rage and hate.
Nice.
But it's like, in
that can be fun too, I guess.
But in the TV series, just like, I will nurse you back to health with my sexual energy. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Succubus?
Kind of. Ironically, the actress who played her is Micah from Warehouse 13.
Oh, hey. I missed that show.
I do miss that show. I miss Warehouse 13 and Eureka. Thanks a lot, Comcast.
But what is it about these high fantasy novels that just they just do terrible adaptations?
Because individuals want to put their own spin on it. They don't want to keep. They're like, well, this series was way back when, so we need to update it.
I also don't think it can help. Like, look who's made these shows. Like, I don't remember what television station even tried making the Dresden series, and then you look at like.
I think it was Spike.
Yeah,
right.
Spike, yeah. Then you got Shannara, which is made by I didn't know MTV made television shows.
Outside of reality.
That's the thing. They have to start to cater down to their audience after the initial hook.
Well, you look at these, but then you have, like, Game of Thrones was made by HBO.
Yeah.
And you got Wheel of Time, which is being made by Amazon, who has shown they can make quality products. So I think You look at, that's why we have time. Maybe I have more faith something's going to work because Amazon's going to put actual resources behind it.
You know what the other thing is? Robert Jordan's dead. So the writer, the author can't weigh in.
Sanderson's the successor, so he can now. Which, you know what I really want to see is I want to see them do the Mistborn series.
That'd be awesome.
That is a fantastic
awesome.
series.
That'd
That'd be really hard to do.
Yeah,
But that'd be cool.
It would be cool. Yeah. TV series.
Well, Amazon's doing, aren't they also doing The Hobbit or something? Or Lord of the Rings?
I don't. Something like that. No. Doing, what's that other book?
Similarian?
Was it Similarian?
No, I thought it was The Hobbit. I thought they were doing a Hobbit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Amazon's doing one of those.
Let's look it up.
The Hobbit trilogy? No.
No.
Which is terrible. I hated everything about it.
No, that's not gonna work.
It didn't even have Natalie Portman. I still hated it.
What the fuck? Amazon orders female-driven fantasy
real
series.
time.
No, that's real time.
Yeah. Right there.
Amazon's Lord of the Rings series.
What we know so far.
A mega show.
Are there going to be dragons in it?
No.
We stayed in the
Smog
mountains.
is going to be a dude who's a chain smoker.
That's his alter ego. It's kind of like The Legend of Huma, where it turns into a hot chick.
Sean Bean stays in the series the entire.
We're revisioning.
That's not possible. Sean Bean has to die. Someone has got to have taken a tally of like how many movies he actually lives
There have
in.
been memes where it's like, rest in peace, and they give like Patriot Gang, they list all the times he's died.
Yep.
It's easily 15 or 20.
Oh God, yes. So let me do a quick couple of housekeeping items, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, Alter Confusion has been participating in Extra Life, which is a charity event that's happened happens through the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We have participated in 7 straight years, and actually 6 straight years. This will be our 7th. I will not be broadcasting on the official date. It'll be the weekend before. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Thank you, Jason. Where's your money? Anyways.
I'll be moral supports.
Yeah. Yay.
Besides, I saw you already hit the cap, so I think he's good.
No.
Ready? Nice.
Yeah, no, I hit it. Anyways, so I'll be gaming for 24 straight hours that Saturday. So it's the 20. When's your son's birthday?
20. What's the 20?
Well, you're doing the party on Sunday,
The
though.
party's the 28th.
Okay, so it's the 27th that I'm doing it. Yeah, so 27th, I will be doing it.
Which is the same day I have a
Capital
robotics
Office.
competition, so I don't know when I'll actually be here.
Come stop by.
All right.
I'll be here. Literally chained to a desk. Anyways,
Ooh, we need a chain.
no,
make this happen.
no, God, no.
You said it.
Spray him with a hose.
I'll give you a Gatorade bottle.
No. But anyways, I'll be
You're across country, right?
I'll be streaming and gaming for 24 straight hours. You can, of course, jump into this to watch me live anytime you want to, twitch.tv/AlteredConfusion. Of course, if you want to follow us through any of our social media means, of course, if twitch.tv is Twitch, so Twitch is twitch.tv/AlteredConfusion. Our main website is www.alteredconfusion.com. If you want to follow us on Facebook,
www.facebook.com/AlteredConfusion.
and of course, you want to catch all of the videos, and I mean all of the videos because we are finally up to date on YouTube.
Yeah! Go to www.youtube.com/AlteredConfusionLLC.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go with the tried and true Twitter route, you just need to do
At AlteredConfusio without the end. And Jason, why is there no end on the end?
Because it broke the internet.
There it is.
77 shows.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there's also something called Patreon. Patreon is a way for you, the audience, the fans, to give back to Alter Confusion. It is a monthly donation. That money goes towards Alter Confusion's upkeep of the equipment as well as the conventions that we go to. AlteredConfusion.org. I don't think I own that one.
We're going to find out. It's going to open up.
.edu. I don't own that
No.
one either. I own AlteredConfusion.com, Altered-Confusion.com, AlteredConfusion.net, and AlteredConfusion.
That was the end. You hit the end, didn't you?
You hit the end. Oh my God, you broke the internet. What the f is wrong with you?
Dude, really is here.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah,
All right, you're going away.
Patreon is a way for you to give back to us to allow us to go to conventions. Convention notes. We are in for Chattacon. I just need to finish I need to get a hotel room, but we are in. We've got 3 panels locked in. And we're going to get a fan table. And then, of course, MomoCon. I did the two panel submission. I've already requested media credentials for myself. So, MomoCon and Chattacon.
Woo! Is the crew of Vitamin Geek going to be at Chattacon?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, Vitamin Geek will be out in full force, from my understanding, at Chattacon, so we'll get to hang out with them. And, of course, go to the Terminal Bar, which is an amazing place to go to. It's right next to the Choo Choo.
And apparently they've actually been really building up the Choo Choo area since we last went.
Good. So we will be there. I feel like there's some other stuff I'm supposed to talk about, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
You got to talk about Extra Life. You advertised our stuff. You talked about Patreon.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, for the love of all is holy, if you're going to send stuff to the Altered Confusion P.O. Box, please put your name on it.
Hint, don't put your name on it to drive Charlie crazy.
We got another package. I haven't opened it yet, but I have a funny feeling that it's going to continue to go the same fucking way as it's gone before. But if you want to send, sure, yeah, piss me off. Make me go banana shit crazy, okay?
You already did.
You can send, our P.O. Box is 1551 Dunwoody Village Parkway. That's DUNWOODY Village Parkway. Number 88276, Dunwoody, Georgia 30338.
How do you spell 30338?
I am not spelling 30338.
It has the number T at the start.
Yeah. And ends in T.
Wow. TT.
Ha ha! Yeah! Anyways, so seriously, I mean, you can send stuff to the P.O. Box. I would love to be able to give y'all credit. But if y'all want to continue to play this card of we want to screw with Charlie's head, sure,
I'm
that's
still
fine.
convinced it's Charlie's like secret alter ego.
Sure.
So he can just continue to buy them for himself.
Yeah, no, because my wife would have figured that one out.
I don't know.
No.
She's gonna find out someday, and I'm gonna find you chained to the wall.
No, so seriously, I did get...
And not the other wall. I'm talking about the bad wall.
I got another one of the Marvel Collector's Core boxes from Amazon, and that comes to my house. And immediately upon its arrival, I told my wife point blank, "This is not from me. It's from my sister. She signed me up for this. She's like, I know. I'm like, you don't understand. I have to make it abundantly clear. I did not do this. She goes, I know your sister did this. No, I didn't do. She's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I just want to make it abundantly clear that I didn't get this. She's like, I know. I'm like, because that's where I'm at with buying Funko Pops with my wife, okay? I love my wife. Happy wife, happy life. For those of you who are not married, you probably don't understand that concept. But believe me, it's very important.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by married men, who I believe.
So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've reached the end of the Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. We do want to point out that at any time during the week, you can hit us up through any of our social media means, which apparently, not apparently, is at the bottom of this screen. Down there. If you are watching this video, if you're doing the podcast, then just hit up one of our social media means and you can figure that out. And of course, you can question, suggestion. If you have criticisms, just hit us up on any of that stuff. We'd love to open up a conversation with you and talk about the latest and greatest of what's going on. I am trying desperately to get more involved.
Why would you ever bet on the Giants?
I'm going to try really, really hard to start putting more content on Altered Confusion. As you saw, I did actually do my own...
Are they beating the spread?
2 cents about the streaming stuff. But I have a bunch of games that I really, really need to start reviewing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning into... I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, Zealeus, and Jason/Shemp, it's been a pleasure giving you everything coming out of our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. But until then,
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
amen to that, brother.